Hello everyone, this is Chetan Singhal. Welcome to my channel Stats Shine, where knowledge shines to make you shine. In this video, we'll be learning how to calculate variance or standard deviation in different cases using different methods. So in my earlier videos, I have explained the various formulas for variance and standard deviation. Please check out before watching this video because we'll be using those formulas to calculate the variance or standard deviation. So please check out the links below and do check out those videos. So let's start. Consider the data set. So we have this data set. We have the values 12, 8, 17, 13 and so on, whose sum is 110. So simply we can calculate x bar equals to summation xi upon n, which is nothing but 110 by 10 equals to 11. Now, as we know that the simple formula for variance or sigma y square, it's nothing but 1 upon n summation xi minus x bar square. So we have calculated x bar as 11 and now we'll calculate deviations as x minus x bar equals to x minus 11 and the squares of those deviations. So now we have calculated these deviations. This is nothing but xi minus 11. So 12 minus 11 1, 8 minus 11 minus 3, and similarly we have calculated these deviations. If you see the sum of these deviations, that is 0. And similarly we have calculated d square 1, 9, 36, 2 square 4, 4 square 16 and so on, and we have summed those. So now the formula for variance is sigma x square equals to 1 by n summation xi minus x bar square. Right, so n is 10 and this xi minus x bar is nothing but d. So it's summation d square. It's 1 by 10. Summation d square is 244. So it's 244 by 10, 24.4. And sigma x would be nothing but under root 24.4. Right, so we have calculated the mean or standard deviation by direct using the formula. So I would like to introduce coefficient of variation, one thing here, which is nothing but sigma upon x bar. So which helps us to decide that which data set is more consistent. So suppose if sigma, the standard deviation, is high, which also means the coefficient of variation would tend to be higher, right? So in that case our data would be less consistent because the data is too much scattered because of the high standard deviation. And similarly, if our standard deviation is low, that data will be more consistent. So this is a measure relative to mean. We are dividing it by x bar, so it's a measure relative to mean. So here if we calculate, it would be 24.4 upon 11. So our mean is 11. So this would be the coefficient of variation. So now we'll calculate the variance using the assumed mean method. So now we'll calculate using assumed mean method. So suppose a is equals to 10, right? So this is our assumed mean. So just calculate the deviations as x minus 10. So this is nothing but so in assumed mean we have assumed that a is 10, so we'll calculate the deviations x minus 10, that turns out to be 12 minus 10, 2, 8 minus 10 minus 2 and so on, and when we sum these deviations it turns out to be 10. And similarly we'll calculate d square, which is the square of these deviations, 2 square 4 minus 2 square 4, 7, 49 and so on. So if you calculate this, it turns out to be 254. Now the variance of y, this data set, is nothing but 1 upon n summation xi minus x bar square. So in my earlier video, I proved that if any constant is added or subtracted from a data set, the variance of the observations remains the same. So here we have subtracted 10 from these observations. So the variance of x and the variance of b will remain the same. So we'll calculate the variance of these observations now. So it's nothing but di minus d bar ka square, and I have also proved this identity over there in my earlier video. That variance formula is this: summation di square upon n minus d bar square. So summation di square turns out to be 254. Total number of the observations are 10 minus d bar. D bar is nothing but 10 by 10, that is 1. So this is 1. So this is 244 by 10, 24.4. This is the variance of x, or standard deviation would be nothing but 24.4 square root. So this is the assumed mean method through which we can calculate the standard deviation or the variance. So now we'll calculate the variance of standard deviation using step deviation method. So consider this data set: x, 500, 700, 1000, 1500 and 1300. So we'll calculate the variance or standard deviation using step deviation method. So it's on the top of the assumed mean method only. So assume that a is 1000, right? So the first step is to take the deviations from the assumed mean. So let's call it as d, and here assume that h is 10, 100. H is nothing but define d dash equals to d by h. So it's minus 5, dividing it by 100, minus 3, 0, 5 and 3. So compute d dash square, it would be 25, 9, 0, 25, 9. So this sums to be 0, this 50 and 18, 68. So now sigma x square is nothing but 1 upon n summation xi minus x bar ka square, which is nothing but 1 upon n summation xi square minus nx bar square, or 1 upon or summation xi square by n minus x bar square. So if we see here, d dash equals to d by h equals to x minus a by h. So our x is nothing but a plus d dash h, right? So the constant doesn't play any effect in calculation of the variance. So it's only, so if we can write sigma x square would be nothing but variance of d dash into h square. This we have proved in our earlier video. So if we want to write the formula, this would be nothing but summation d dash square upon n minus d bar square into h square, right? So now we want to calculate sigma x square. It would be summation d dash square is 68 minus d bar is, sorry, d dash bar, summation d dash is 0, so it's 0, sorry, n is also there, which is 5, 0 square into h square. H is nothing but 100. So this is 68 by 5 into 136,000, and sigma x is just root of . So this is the formula that we can remember. Sigma x square is nothing, using step deviation, it's variance of d dash into h square, where h is the deviation, the step that we are taking, right? Here a doesn't play any role, right? So this is the calculation of variation using step deviation method. Okay, so now we'll calculate the standard deviation or variance of a grouped frequency data using step deviation method, right? So these are the interval and these are our frequencies, right? So this is the data that we have. So the first step is to calculate the mid value of this interval. So mid value is nothing but lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. So this is lower, upper divided by 2. So this is 20 plus 40 divided by 2, 30, 50. Now assume A equals to 90. So we are assuming that A is 90. So just do M minus D equals to M minus A. So this is our assumed mean. So 90, 0. Then this is minus 60, minus 40, minus 20, plus 20, and this is 40. And take H to be 20. D dash equals to D by H. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Yeah, to get what we have done in this table is first we have to calculate M, which is the midpoint of these intervals, L plus U by 2, lower plus upper by 2, 20 plus 40 by 2, 30, 50, and then we have assumed that A is 90. So we have just taken the deviations, M minus A. This is 30 minus 90 minus 60 and so on. And then we have divided each deviation by H, where H is 20. So minus 3, minus 2, minus 1 and so on, right? So then we have multiplied the deviations by F. This is our frequency. So this is F D dash, 6 into minus 3, minus 18, 9 into minus 2, 18 and so on, which sums to be minus 21. And then the F D dash square. Then we have multiplied D dash square by F, which sums to be 133. So the sigma x formula is given by summation F D dash square upon summation F minus D bar dash square into H. So D bar dash is nothing but summation F D dash, this divided by summation F. And summation F, total number of observations here are 50. So if we put the values here, so what we will get is, this is nothing but 133 upon 50 minus this minus 21 upon 50 square into H is 20. So this would be H square, because this is variance. For variance it is H square, and for sigma x, if I have taken the standard deviation, then it would have been H. So remember this in the formula, it's H square. So it would be 20 square. So this comes out to be this is nothing but the variance of this data using the step deviation method, right? So sigma x, if we want to calculate standard deviation, that would be nothing but root of this 993.44, because sigma x is the standard deviation. So we have completed different methods to compute the variance or standard deviation of a series of grouped frequency data or simple frequency data. So hope you have understood the ways to calculate it. So hope you liked the video and the explanation and the content. So please like the videos and please subscribe my channel. Keep shining and thank you.